Everybody, and welcome. Bruce Jones here, and this is kind of a special broadcast that I'm doing today. I am getting ready to be in a summit at the end of this month, and it's the summit. It's a writing summit that's going to be going on, and I could be one of the participants in this summit, and it's all on writing and all that kind of stuff. All things about writing. So what I'm going to be doing in this summit, I could really talk on any topic that I wanted to, is going to be talking on how you can take your book and turn it into a profitable product. So that's the name of this seminar. And so this is what I'm doing here is a test. So I'm working on the notes on this. I have to come up with the notes and the structure and all that kind of stuff. I've been trying to do all that, get it all going. And one of the best ways that I know to kind of do this, as you're sort of figuring out the order of things and the structure, is you just go live. So I thought, why not? We'll put it up here and we'll just go live. And so it's going out to this Facebook group, or to my regular business Facebook page, also going out to YouTube. So something in the action of putting it out live makes you get your organization together, get things going, and give it a shot. So it may be messy parts of it. This is a presentation in process. So I need to note the time here so I can figure out how long I am going to be talking. It does tell me how long I'm going to be talking, so I can get a sense of that, sense of the order, sense of the samples I need, the sense of all the different kinds of parts. So that's kind of what I'm working on. That's what you're seeing this is a test broadcast. I highly recommend anybody who's doing a webinar to do test broadcasts. I'm kind of pushing it out to the whole world, but do it somewhere. Or do it. I also will do this again, probably next week, to some friends of mine. Same thing. Give me critique. Tell me what's wrong. You just have to get into the swing of it. So by the time you come to the actual, this is going to be a recorded piece in that summit. You've got it down. You don't want to make that your first time doing it. So here we go. So this is what it's going to be. All right. So let's. So what we're going to talk about. So I'm Bruce Jones. Just a little introduction on me. I have a graphic designer, an artist, an author of 50 books. I've been in the self-publishing area for a long time, well over 10 years. I have 50 books up on Amazon. They all do. I had lots of successes with those books. I'm also a product creator, and that's what I'm going to be talking about here is where do I find products? How do I do it? Where do I sell them? All that kind of stuff. And so I love creating products. I've created products for years, and I've created many, all different kinds of products, from clip art to books to posters to T-shirts to you name it. And we live in a golden age of creating products. It's so easy to create a product these days. You can do one in literally about 10 seconds. You can create a product and get it out to the world. So that's what I'm going to talk about, and that's going to show you how to do it. And we're going to focus it, though, on books. This is about self-publishing. We're going to bring it into books and show you on your existing book that you have. Let's just see, make sure everything is kind of going here. That there is gold inside that book. So what you want to do is be able to find that gold. And let me just make sure everything is sort of working here. I don't know where all this is, but we'll do a little refresh. It should come up. Usually I don't want to do this. You don't want to be awkward, but this is going to be awkward. There's going to be parts of this going to be messy. That's okay. This is an experiment to figure out what is in my, there it is. Okay, it's up on Facebook. So you can put comments there. All right, cool. All right, so let's get into it here. So what we're going to talk about is looking for the gold in your book. And every book that you have has hidden gold in it. And I've done a workbook masterclass. Some of you have that masterclass on how to pull a workbook out of your book. And I'll have an offer at the end of this. I'm going to practice doing an offer. Do an offer at the end of this presentation where you can get that workbook masterclass. It's one of my more popular classes, and people really liked it a lot. But it's inside of every book are all kinds of products just ready to come out, how to repurpose that content. That's what I'm going to be talking about, is repurposing your content and creating some additional products for it. And let me show you. So what kind of books? Let's see, look at my notes here. This is where it's good. I'm needing to figure out the order of things. what comes first, what comes second in my presentation. So what kind of books does this work for? So we all have written different kinds of books, presented books. So this works with business books, self-help books, children's books, looking at my notes, cookbooks, how-to books, books that ask questions or have lessons. Any book like that can be used to create additional products. And what I have found with mine, I've done this for a long time with my books, is you may write the original book and it does whatever it does, but it's the repurposed products, the ancillary things that come out of that book is where the real success is. So the original book may do one thing, but coming out of that is something that makes a lot more. So let me, so also in here, I'm not ignoring also fiction books, because fiction books, I'll talk a little bit about that, can also create products. You know, maybe your book takes place in Venice, so you put together a guide for Venice that you had to study and learn about to write this book. So you can be good. Maybe it's all about somebody who's cooking. You put together a cooking book. Maybe it's just a club that you have everybody in and they just love your book and they all want to join and come into it. So there's a lot. You can do this with pretty much any book if you really look at it and think about it. And then there's, so we'll also talk about how some things that I do is that you can stage this up and prep for this. So you don't have to always be looking for things in existing books. So it's already done. Good place to find it. You can find new stuff. So, so let's go into, so those are the kinds of books. Let me show you some, so that was kinds of books that you have products in. Let me show you some sample products created from my books. So one of my big successes that I have had over the years, and let's bring it up on this screen right here. We'll take this off so you can see it, this is one of the first books I wrote. So I'm just going to show you on this screen. What you see here is a book. I'm then going to show you the examples. And out of this one book came all these different products. So this book generated this book, it generated these 3 books, it generated posters, it generated t-shirts and pillows and mugs and clocks and all kinds of things were all generated out of this one book. And I have made way more money off of the things generated from the book than I ever did from the book. So let me just let's go dig into there a little bit and I can just show you. So this is the book. This is one of my first books and this is one of my early successes. And it was just a book of guitar chords, right? So it just was a book designed, I sort of documented my learning how to play these instruments. And I'm going to make some notes of some times here. Samples. This was at the 8-minute mark. So this was a book that it was just a list. As I learned these instruments, I wrote down the things, the chords, all the things I learned, and created this book from it. And this book has sold nice. It's gone on for about, I think it's almost 10 years old or older, and it sells 10 to 15 copies a month. Just kind of goes along. But out of this book, I created several other books. So one of my biggest successes was in the back of this book. I needed to fill out the book a little bit. So I added some blank lines for sheet music. I took those blank lines and turned them into a sheet music book. This book was a bestseller on Amazon for 10 years. Somehow it has dropped off. I don't know why. But this sold about 1,000 copies a year for 10 years. This was a hugely successful book for me. This sold 10, so that's what, 120 to 150 copies a year. This sold 1,000 copies a year. That was one book. Out of that book, out of this same book, somebody asked me, could I take the chords in this book and turn them into chords? These are right-hand chords. You don't even think about that. Turn them into left-hand chords. So I took all the illustrations in the book, flipped them over, and turned them into book. There's many books on chords. There's only a few books on left-hand chords. So there's another product. I took my sheet music and made another book out of it. Made one for mandolins. There's a lot more. I haven't had the time to do them, but you just repurpose this copy over and over again I also have some books sort of in development. Songwriting book for guitar, mandolin, two-finger mandolin chords. These are books that are sort of in process. I took the pages. Where's my pages here? And this is the kind of thing that you can do. It's very easy to do this. So this is a chord chart. Let me just show you here. Here's a chord chart for ukulele chords. I took this page, created a graphic on it, blew it up, and made posters out of it and sell those posters. So you can look at your book and find all kinds of things you can do. This is a friend of mine who wrote this book. It's on gangs and teenagers and dealing with that. Took this book and turned it into a workbook that became something that now people buy in bulk and use in group settings to work with teen kids and gang issues. It's a whole workbook of all the theory, what to do, workbook, everything is in this book. So these things can all be done and turned into products. This is a book a friend of mine did, and this is what I'm talking about, the sort of the self-help, how-to kinds of books. It's a book, something to think about once a week. At the end of this book, end of each chapter, she has a section on design the life you love challenge. So she asks a series of questions. Those questions can be pulled out, add some lines to them, turn them into a workbook. And now you have two things. You have the book, which is sort of the theory of it, and you have a practical book. This might sell for $14.95. Your workbook, maybe with a video or something, would sell for $47.95, $99.95, be the beginning of a course, a workshop, seminars, whatever. It's way more powerful than what you have for your original book. So you want to look at, I have all kinds of examples here of doing that. Not only do you look for what's in your book, but you can also, as you're writing your book, put these things in there into your book. So most of you know I have these two books. These are books that sell as PDF books. And when I wrote these books, what I did is I planned into the book to have a section of the book that's a workbook checklist. This can be pulled out of the book. So somebody can buy the book, but you can also sell the checklist as an extra product. So you're looking always like, how can I take the content I have and turn it into something else? And maybe you have an existing book that can be turned into lessons from each chapter, a business book or a self-help book or something like that. Or you write your book with the idea that you're going to pull pieces of it out or do something with it to make more products. So, and we live in a golden age of products. It's so easy to make a product, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. So, another book, how about a children's book? That was a good example. You have all the illustrations in a children's book, and if you get the right kind of license, which is you want to own everything, take those illustrations. You can turn them into posters. You can turn them into T-shirts. You can turn them into mugs, cups, clocks, pillows. Surprisingly, pillows are a really big thing. And take your children's book with these beautiful illustrations, have it printed on a pillow, and now you have extra products. So these can all be put into the back of the book. They can be separate on your website, but you've taken your book and expanded it into a much broader product. So let's look at, so you want to look at your book, kind of go through it, and that's what the Workbook Masterclass does. That's what I do in that course, is take you through, like, how do you evaluate your book and find that gold in there, like what pieces of this can be used to make more things. Most people don't even think about that stuff because they just kind of write the book and put all the effort into the book, but you can then take that content and use it in many, many different ways. So let's just look at kinds of products that you can make. What are some of the products you can do? So we've talked about some already, but you can take your book, you can pull out the stuff, make a workbook out of it. You can make checklists out of it. And what I like about checklists and things is when you think about these products, don't think about these sort of massive, big products that's going to take you forever. A single page checklist is a book. All right. A single page out of your book is a book. Your table of contents is a checklist. If you write it right, if it's benefits, it's a checklist. Those can be sold. It's a great way to sort of start the process. Like, how do I get involved with this? How do I do it? take your table of contents, if it's sort of bulleted point checklist of what you're talking about, put it on a single piece of paper, make a PDF, go to Word doc, do it, make a PDF, and you can put that up on Etsy, or you can put it on your website. You can do all kinds of things with it. It just gets you started with the process, that getting that first dollar in. And I'll show you some of the places that we can sell these things. But you get that first dollar and it gives you excitement. You can kind of keep going. But it's very simple. You can make a product extremely fast. It doesn't have to be big, complex things. It can be simple. What else can we do? We can do workbooks. You can do online courses. So think about your book. I've done that. You've seen me do that with this book, where I just took the book and I just start working my way through the book. Each chapter is written. It's already written. You just basically have to read it or just summarize it in a video. You now have, so how many chapters are in here? There's, I don't know, 12 chapters. There's 12 videos. That's it. It's a podcast. It's, you can pull them out and turn them into little worksheets or whatever you want to do. It makes a course very simple, and you have the book already written to go with it. So it's pretty cool. You can find consulting out of your book. You become an expert on this topic. You can do more with it. Physical products. You can make hats and T-shirts and mugs and things. It's so easy with all the print-on-demand stuff that's out there. So kind of think about all those products. They're really, really easy. And I'll show you a couple of resources. So I've been taking this book, my newest book, and putting it out through TikTok and doing short videos on it and getting a great response. I'm building my TikTok world and doing this, and then building the back end so they can go and buy the book. So all kinds of cool stuff. I should keep putting these things up here. By the way, kinds of products. So we're talking about kinds of products, physical products, merchandise, tools, workshop coaches, consulting, webinars, seminars like this, online courses, single courses, workbooks, all very, very easy things to create. I think I have a bigger list even over here. The podcasts, audio, take your book. Audio is super huge right now. Just read your book. You can do it fancy, put it up on Amazon, or just plain read this book on your computer into your phone, chapter by chapter, record it and put it up on a site like Gumroad and sell your audio book. You can record it while you're driving to work, do it in the car. Video training courses, cheat sheets, how-to sheets, illustrations, take them out of your book, turn them into all kinds of products. We sell private label rights, book contests become blog posts. Some you're going to sell, some you're not going to sell, some you're going to use to promote, all that kind of stuff. So, let's see here. All right, so we've talked about the gold in the book. We've talked about the kinds of books that this works for, which is pretty much any kind of book. Show you some samples of ones that I've done and had some great success with it. You can also, I'm just going to show you a couple things here. If you have a children's book, turn those illustrations into drawings and you have a coloring book. This is my original children's book. It's being republished, and I can take these drawings and put them up as a coloring book. Something that I'm doing, so like for this workshop, I need to have some handouts giveaways. So what I'm doing is, as I write the outline for this book, it's becoming the handout book that I will give out. So I'm using the content from my different books to create a presentation that I can transcribe. I can transcribe this. I'm going to transcribe this video along with the notes, put it together into the handout, and now we have a handout. You've seen me do this. I did this years ago. We did the a 5-day challenge. This is the book that I created from the notes I'd made just doing it. Becomes a product. I showed you these books before. You can see here. I just pulled these checklists out. It becomes a product to help with a sale. It's a bonus product. It adds on it. Somebody just bought these recently. Thank you very much. It's really just taking the stuff from an existing book, modifying a little bit, clean it up a little bit, do something with it, and you have a product. So you're looking for lots of these things. You're not looking for enormous skills, but sometimes you get a really big success. So, all right, so let's look at how do I create my product? So that's a big thing. People, you're probably sitting there going, I don't know how to do this. So it's really become very easy to create products. So the main programs that you need to use to create products. When you need your original book, so you have that. The next thing you do is you create a product in Word. So these books that you see here that I've done, these are all just done in Word. Right? I just use Microsoft Word. You can use Google Docs. You have it sitting on your computer. You can see the lines and things and all this stuff. This is all just done in Word. And then I just print it out, make a PDF from it. These I just took the staples and printed out and had a spiral binding on it. So I have something to hold up when I'm doing, let's say, a webinar or a broadcast or a video or something. Go, hey, pick up this book, links below, that kind of thing. But you can, super, super easy. So Word, Google Docs, anything you have on your computer that can make a PDF file. You see here, I just took screen grabs of things to add some illustrations, drop them into the Word file. It's super, super easy. These are just screen grabs, right? You don't need to make high quality. You don't have to spend a lot of money. In fact, you don't have to spend any money doing this. So you have Word, you have Google Docs, you have PowerPoint. I have made quite a few products using PowerPoint. It's flexible. You can do different things with it. It allows you to do objects and text. It creates a PDF file. Remember, the thing I said is just look for things that create PDF files. It's multiple pages. You can sort the pages, export it. You have your thing. You have a book, a checklist. Great for checklists. Some kind of printable thing. Pretty much whatever you want to do is in PowerPoint. It's super easy. I use InDesign a lot, so I spend more money because I'm a graphic designer. I have that product sitting around. InDesign works fabulous for doing all these things, but you don't need to spend the money. There's also a line called Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher, Affinity Photo. It's a line of products that are very similar to PowerPoint. InDesign, but cost dramatically, probably a tenth of the price. It's a great way to get started. So it's really any program that you have that can create a PDF file, because PDFs become pretty much the essential graphic elements that you can use to all these different places to produce and sell and print these books. So that's pretty much it. You can use like a Pixabay is a great place to get photographs. Let's see here. Let me just bring up Pixabay because it's a fabulous, it's a royalty-free site. And here, let me just show you this. This is Pixabay. I'll do it this way. And you just type in whatever you want, and you can get all these pictures. They're royalty-free for commercial use or private use or whatever you want to do. You just search on, say you're doing something on management, and you just hit management, and you have sort of management consulting kind of pictures, and these can be put into your product. So you can really dress it up. You can go to sites like Canva is another site that's a great place to go for creating products and finding templates and all that kind of stuff. So let me just go here. You can do it as a free one, as a paid one, and let's see if I can just get in here quickly. And I can't remember how I go in, but we'll try this. Oh, it's too many things. Let's just get out of that and we'll do this. But anyways, it has templates, and you can just do custom graphics using Canva. It works really, really well. Very, very popular. And it's a great way to make products. And then you can just download a PDF. You can download different versions and do different things with it. So where do you make things like cups and mugs and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff? So let's look at that. So those are done from places that have print on demand. So print on demand is what makes a lot of this all work. And let's see here, we can get that too. There we go. So print on demand is a place that has, you upload a piece of art to it. And you can see here on the screen, I just uploaded one of the pages, customized it a little bit, one of the pages from my guitar book, and I can sell notebooks, I can sell posters. It just takes the graphic and puts it on all kinds of things. So you can see here we have stickers and journals, t-shirts, bags. The list just goes on and on. In fact, I think I have 61 different products set up here. See if this is, yep, it's showing it. you can see it just gets applied. So if you want to be in the, let's say you have a kid's book with beautiful illustrations, you can take those illustrations and make a whole line of t-shirts and put them up as a t-shirt or an iPhone case or fine art in a frame print or pillows. Pillows are really big. Let's just look at the pillow for a second. And you can buy different size pillows. You can buy different, all of these come in, as you can see here, you just pick, this one only has one, but here, let's just go to something that's, just show you. Let's go to posters, art boards, and you can just change the size and people can get whatever they want. They can range from 5x7, explore more styles. They're all in here. I know they're in here because it's just all kinds of different sizes. So all of that is available. So there's sites like Redbubble, there's Printful, there's Zazzle, there's Cafe Press. It's like Printful will come up here in a second. And one of the cool things about Printful, I'm going to show you in a second, but you can see all of these products. These sites are free to use. You just upload your piece of art and it gets applied to all these different products and people can sell it. So you can be in the product business very quickly. And if you have a book that applies to that, it does that kind of stuff, it's a great way to go. So where else do you take these products? So these are some of the places you can make these products. You can also, let me come back to here and we'll do this. We'll work our way through this. Where do you sell these products? So that's a key thing of what to do. You can make them. So we can make our checklists as PDFs and our workbooks and that kind of thing. Using print on demand, we can do products and all kinds of different products, from t-shirts to books to posters to you name it. There's some of the sites have 200 different kinds of products that you can apply your art to, or sayings out of your book, or lessons from your book. But where do we sell this stuff? So I sell my products and my other products on our big one, Amazon, right? So Amazon's the main place. There's my book that's for sale. But as I have pulled out other things and made other books, I just load them up to Amazon. And you'll see down here, I have my blank sheet music books, I have my chord books. Everything is here on Amazon. It's fantastic. It's the biggest market in the world. Everything is set up. And what's nice, what's going on today in the world is that it used to be really hard because you had to worry about the e-commerce side. How do I take the money? How do I ship? What do I do? Where does it go? And now you don't really have to worry about that, because all of these sites, I'm going to show you a couple different places here, they take care of they take the money, they create the product, however it's done, they ship the product, they deal with the credit cards, they put the money right straight into your bank account. Your job is just create products and market products. So you take your core book, your thing, and then you peel it apart. You find other things you can do with it, put it in all these places, put up your website, and send people there and go for it. You're going to find out some are going to work, some aren't going to work. That's okay. You have no inventory, you have no shipping, you have no fulfillment, you have no e-commerce card charges, you don't have any of that stuff. You just create products and keep making them until you figure it out. Start really small and then build them up. All right, let's look at some other places. A very popular place, especially for things like printables, which is a huge market, way bigger than I ever thought, is Etsy. Let's see. So Etsy, I just brought up printable productivity. I searched on. These are productivity PDFs that people download and buy. Right? So if you have sort of a business book or a how-to book or anything like that, you can make a checklist. You can make a productivity calendar. You can do sayings out of the book, whatever you want, and sell them on a site like Etsy. Sort of like the Amazon for art, but the printable market is enormous. And you'll see in here, some of these people have sold, this person sold 3,000 of the people that said, yes, I liked it, 3,000 of this product. This one sold 4,800 of this. This is 17,000 of a meal planner. You have a cookbook, make a meal planner. You can expand it. The back of this meal planner, put ads for your books, so you can keep doing things. Look at some of these numbers. I don't know why I'm not doing productivity or digital planner things, but you can go in here, research this, and you can find it. Look for people like very few, 39, 4. So don't look at that one, but look at this one with 3,000 or 2,800 or 17,000. They're printables. So I sell a lot of my products on Gumroad. So how do I get people to Gumroad? Let me show you what I do. So I'm going to just go to my website. Where's my website here? Dun, dun, dun. Just going to type it in. So on my own website, brucejonesdesign.com, I sell my books. You can see them on the side right here. There's that course I was talking about. So the website is a great place. I have a listing on my website for books. So I have my geography books. I have my music books. This is a great place to sell your products. If people come into your website, make sure you have a catalog, a book page or of some kind, and just put the books in, and you can just go and buy a paperback version of this, or Amazon, put the links, or if you're doing PDFs, that kind of thing. I send my books over to my customers over to Gumroad. And here's where that is. And the book shows up over here. So Gumroad, one of my favorite sites, is a place you can sell e-commerce products. You can sell printable products, PDFs, websites, little courses, videos. It's like an electronic bucket. You can put things in. It's a great place to be. It's very, very simple to sort of work with. And I'll just show you behind. Let's see here. I think I have this one. It's one of my books. This book right here. It'll come up in a second. There we go. This is the behind the scenes of how to market and sell your book. This is what it looks like. You can add all the content in. You can see my description. I've added in extra pieces that I pulled out of the book. So little bonus training videos that I've done and loaded them up here. I have all my content in here. And I have different packages that I put together. You can do checkouts and you can do discount coupons. And it's just a fantastic place to have your stuff. Let me see here if we can go back to share, and here, we'll make the book, and then people can come here and buy it. And I have many, many of these products that are in here, and this will pop up. You can put pictures, different sort of internal pictures. It's a great place to have your product. It's super easy. They've changed their pricing model a little bit, but I always try to tell people, remember, you are selling air basically, and they're just digital, so the profit margin is very high. They're taking care of all the back end stuff, all that stuff. So this is a great place to sell it. As I said, Etsy is a great place to sell it. A lot of people now they're combining. Etsy is now being combined with Printful. So you buy it on Etsy, and Printful makes up the t-shirt. So people are selling backpacks, t-shirts, hats on Etsy tied to this particular site, Printful, and you now get the benefit of both. All you're doing is making a graphic and uploading it and doing some marketing for it. So it's kind of cool stuff. I sell on other websites. So this is a bookstore I set up on a site where I sell my map products. Right. So I try to figure out all the different places that I can put my products and sell them. I sell on Instagram. Right. I don't even have I don't have an Instagram business account. I just have my Instagram page. Right. So this is just the artwork. But here in my profile, I have what's called Linktree. It's just a site, and you click on Linktree, and it's a place that you can, well, you'll see in a second here, it'll come up in a moment. This works on phone, works on computers. You can just list your different products. And so here are the links. So I can just click on this, and it goes right to the product. Isn't that cool? This is so Instagram, it's in your profile. You just add the link. Comes to Linktree. You can put as many of these things you want. This is pretty much everything I'm showing you here is free, right? There may be a fee they take off on the back end, but it's free. I'm doing the same thing in TikTok. So this is my profile in TikTok. There's a link right there. Goes to the same Linktree link, and it goes to all the places. So I'm building up my TikTok thing because this is the newest, greatest thing, and you just want to look at all the places that people are going and see what you can do. Let's see here if I have. That was Canva. All right, so those are those. So We've talked about in here the goal that's in your book. We talked about the kinds of books, which is pretty much any kind of book you have, but ones that are self-help and have lessons and how-tos and examples of things I think work better because it's easier. You can pull pieces and sort of break it up and kind of send that stuff out. We looked at some samples of different kinds of books. You want to evaluate your book, and that was in the Workbook Masterclass. In this, I had created a course a little while ago, and I put that right here. Let me just bring that up so you can see it. And the Workbook Masterclass was specifically designed to help you. Here we go. Workbook Masterclass on how to do this with your book, of how to make a workbook out of it. But the same theory works for all of these kind of products. It's basically looking at your book, figuring out what elements you have in there, how I can break it apart and turn it into something else, a poster, a workbook, a checklist, a t-shirt, a course, whatever. Remember, every chapter is a video. Every chapter is a podcast. Every chapter is a series of blog posts. So you have the content. You've already written it. It's just, can you just reuse it? And, what I like to tell people is that we're in a world of 3 billion. Don't think of that you're just in your neighborhood or you're just in your city doing your thing. Your market is 3 billion people. It's worldwide. Now, most of your market will come from here, will come from the United States, or wherever you're watching this will come from probably your country, mostly United States. But I have sold products all around the world for years and years and years because I'm on the web. Everybody can find me. Everybody can get to me. As long as I'm using social media, I'm promoting things, I'm putting things out, I'm explaining things on my website. You are doing the best you can to get stuff out, and people will come and people will buy stuff. So you can take that book and spread it out. So we talked about kinds of products. We talked about how to create them just using stuff that's on your desktop already. Let's see here. Stuff that you have already: Word, Google Docs, PowerPoint, pretty much everything. There's people making all kinds of, this is your recording studio right here. You can make every kind of video you want just using this. This will work just fine. You don't need anything else other than this, maybe a tripod to keep it steady, or just prop it up on a shelf. And you can create a series of videos and do everything right from your phone if you want. You don't need anything more than that. Just some effort and energy. Where do you sell them? You sell them on Amazon. You use like Gumroad. You use Etsy. You put them into the print-on-demand site. Put them on your website. However, use Instagram. You use TikTok. Use all of these. Use YouTube. This video is streaming to YouTube, and there's a link in the description for my Workbook Masterclass. I've also put a discount coupon in there for Matt. Was it? Just remember what my discount coupon is. Workbook Gold. I think it's Workbook Gold is what it is. Let me just go and make sure. Let's just look at that. So I'm going to go into the back end here, and because I didn't write it down in my checkout. See, this is why we're doing an experiment. So we know now next time, write this down. Yeah, Workbook Gold. All right, so there it is right there, Workbook Gold. And all right, see, that's why we're doing testing. Write it down on a piece of paper, so when I get to this point and my brain is fried from doing this, I know what it is. But anyways, it'll be in the description, and it gives you 40% off if you want to do that course. It's nice to sort of tie something. So I'm using one thing to try to do something else. You got to promote the things. So you're always thinking about, how can I do this kind of stuff? So thank you, Linda. Yes, I'm doing a lot of stuff on TikTok now, and I'm just learning and trying. Here, we'll just show you this. So I'm trying to build a community out on TikTok. It's very powerful, but you have to get 1,000 people so that you get a live link and you can do live broadcasts. So it takes a lot of effort to sort of push all this stuff out there constantly. And but I'm learning and having fun with it. And I'm getting a lot of comments now, and I'm up to about 540 people following me, and that's enough people to sort of get interest and communication going. So that's a key part of this too, is to build your community on Facebook or TikTok or wherever it is. So thanks for watching it. Yeah. So there we go. So that's sort of, I think that is the presentation. What did that run? About 40 minutes. That's good. That fits into the thing I want to do. And we'll go from there. So if you want to know more what's going on, you can go to look at the Workbook Masterclass. There's a link in the description. There's a discount code there to get that course if you want. But this seminar is going to be sort of flushed out and have a good sense of where to go with it. And thanks for following. Comments, put them in the video, put them in the section below. I'll try to answer them if you have any on this. But I encourage you to look at your books as little engines of e-commerce, and what can you pull out of it and what more can you do with it, and you'll be surprised. You just don't know where the money's going to come from. I never in a million years would have imagined that I would have sold 10,000 copies of this book. So I just have no idea that was going to happen. So but you don't know unless you put stuff out there, and you've created it. So put it out there and go from there. All right. See you next time, and keep going. Let me know what you think. All right. Bye-bye.